Choosing wine in a restaurant can be intimidating, awkward, embarrassing, but you don't need to be an expert to order really ace wine. So this video I'm going to recommend price points, wines that offer great value, and tips of things to avoid. So I'm going to give you confidence to choose a brilliant bottle. I'm Sophia from The Drink Talking. I'm a wine educator and run wine and cheese tasting events that you can find on my website. Let's start with what to spend in a restaurant. Now, it's a slightly grey area because, of course, every restaurant is different. However, in general, there's a markup of around 3 times what the restaurant paid to acquire the wine. So, a £10 bottle of wine is going to cost you £30. Now, if you think retail, there's a huge difference between an £8 bottle and a £15 bottle. A £15 retail, you will get so much more flavour and complexity. So same applies to the restaurant wine list. Really, spending over £30, you're going to get a wine that is much tastier with real character. Whilst house wines can seem very appealing because they're usually very inexpensive, the markup is usually massive. So it's not uncommon for the restaurant to charge for one glass what they have paid for the entire bottle of wine. So also wines by the glass are usually at the highest margin, and this is simply because of the wastage they acquire. So you're always better off sharing a bottle. Even if it's just 2 of you, it's legal to take home that bottle of wine that you've opened. So if you don't finish it, it's okay. Just enjoy it at home the next day. Also, if you're feeling flush, this is good because top price wines usually have a much lower margin to make them more accessible to people. So it does pay off to pay a little bit more. Things to look out for is that the really well-known wines, your Sancerres, your Bordeaux, these usually have a bigger profit margin. And this is just because they're easy for them to sell. So you're better off looking for lesser known regions on the wine list. Look for the unknown grape varieties. If you have no idea what it is, probably there's other people in the restaurant who don't either. So that wine is not going to fly off the list. So most likely they'll have it at a lower margin. Google is your oyster. You can find out about every single wine on the list. The power is your hand. So try something new and you'll probably get it at a much lower margin. So really great countries to look out for that are slightly harder for restaurants to sell are Spain, Portugal, South Africa, Chile. Bear in mind with Spain though, Rioja of course is really well known, so you're better off looking for the lesser known regions of Spain. One last thing to mention is that BYO restaurants, jump for joy and click your heels. This is always the absolute biz. So when you can bring your own bottle to a restaurant, this is your chance to splash out. Spend 20 quid retail on a bottle of wine because in a restaurant you'd be spending 50 or 60 quid on that. So really go for it. Even if you're paying a £10 or £15 corkage on that bottle of wine, you're still getting great value than you usually would on the restaurant wine list. So look out for part 2 of this video where we're going to be talking about wine and food pairing, glassware, and also how to taste the wine if you're the one sampling it for the table. I've been Sophia from The Drink Talking. Thank you so much for watching. If you think other people enjoy this video, please do share it on your social media as well. See you next time.